Today, in our journey to find the best laksa in Kuching, we are at Yongxiangfang, the fourth mount Yongxiangfang, trying out their Sarawak laksa. It is called the Long Sarawak laksa, and from the smell alone, I can tell you this is gonna be one amazing bowl of laksa. And I honestly, when I smell it, even with my mask on, it is already extremely tasty. So I can't wait to dive into it. The presentation looks really average. There's nothing special about it. The prawn looks well cooked, but the problem with the prawn here is that one of the prawn is not fully deveined. Okay, so I think they might actually make a mistake when they are deveining the prawn halfway through, but the rest of the prawn is actually fully deveined. So that is kind of like up to you how you want to interpret that. You want to interpret that as like carelessness, or you want to interpret that as laziness. Up to you. But I'm here to talk about the laksa. So with that being said, let me try the soup. As always, the soup looks amazing. It is creamy. It is not oily, despite have like it is just the right amount of oiliness. It's not like extremely oily, something like that. So let me just try. Wow, extremely tasty. I love this soup. This soup is amazing. Very creamy, very rich in flavor, and the flavor is like I can taste the milk. The milk is definitely the coconut milk, and the prawn is also there as well. So this is amazing. But let me try to add the sambal to see like can I make it more tastier with the sambal, something like that. Because I really love spicy food, so my top spice tolerance is like way higher compared to most people. So that's why I like to like add sambal. But if you're not like a big fan of spicy food, this is actually just, I would say, just nice. Okay, just nice for people who are not used to spicy food, something like that. So let me try the soup again. It's the same. The sambal doesn't do anything much to the soup itself. But oh my god, look at the portion. I ordered the big one, and the bihun is insane. The amount of bihun is insane. The soup is not a lot. So that might be a downside if you are like someone that really love enjoying drinking the soup of laksa. But I notice most people when they eat laksa, they don't finish the soup anyway. So like not giving a lot of soup seems to be the technique that the stall owner used to increase the amount of like laksa they can sell, and also reduce waste as well, because they are not gonna pour the soup back into the soup store and then like serve it to other customer. It is not hygiene. Okay, once they serve it out, and if you don't finish the soup, then you're just they're just gonna throw the soup away. So it is kind of waste if they give you too much soup but you don't actually finish the soup, something like that. Let me try the bihun. The bihun is thick, just the way I like it. But what about the taste? Mm. Very well cooked bihun. I really love this. It is smooth. It has this. It's cooked al dente, where it is easy to bite, very easy to cut off the bihun, and it is, for some reason, it is so flavorful. The bihun, I'm not sure how they actually did it. It's like it almost seems like either they cook it in salt water, or maybe they cook it in the laksa soup itself. So they definitely did some seasoning to the bihun, because I felt like some people would not actually season the bihun at all. Like they will just boil the bihun, that's it. They don't even season it. But the key here is to season the bihun a little bit, season everything. That's what Gordon Ramsay say in MasterChef: season everything and test everything, something like that. So this is really good bihun. I really love it. Mm. Lastly, the prawn. The prawn is what we are here to try. The prawn, despite being very small, I have to say it's very very well cooked. Like I said, the only downside is that some of the prawn is not fully deveined. So when you got the prawn, if you saw like some prawn is not fully deveined, you might want to devein it yourself. Okay, just to make yourself eat cleaner prawn, something like that. If you don't really care about the vine thing, it is fine. Just eat it whatever you want. This is overall a really really well made bowl of laksa. This is what I would expect when I order a bowl of laksa. Nothing too fancy, very very simple stuff. But at the same time, I cannot give it too high of a mark because of how average it is. But the only average thing about this bowl is the prawn and the topping and stuff. The presentation is very average, but the soup and the bee hoon is what really really carry this entire dish. I really love this bowl of laksa. So once again, this is Yong Xiang Fang Long Sarawak Laksa. If you like if you think you want to give it a try, come here. It is at the fourth mile Yong Xiang Fang. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish this and move on to the next stall, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next stall. One more thing that I forget to comment about this stall of laksa is that this is the second stall of laksa that actually gave me disposable utensil. I'm not so sure what is up with that. It's either the practice of the kopitiam that causes them to do this, or they do this for hygiene purposes. Because if when I look at other store, the other store is actually serving like using real real utensil, like plastic utensil and stuff, so it can be reused, like it can be washed again and all those stuff. But for some reason this laksa store uses disposable utensil. I'm not sure what is the reasoning behind that. I didn't actually ask them like what is the reason, but one thing that I can think of is hygiene. Obviously, first of all, because you are using a new utensil every single time, you're not gonna share with other people. Like it's gonna reduce the risk of not cleanly washing it enough or something like that. Or maybe there are like some store that actually uses this like disposable utensil and stuff, usually have high traffic of their sales. So in order to reduce the amount of time they needed to wash the bowl and the utensil, they just opt out for disposable utensil, and just they only need to focus on washing the bowl, something like that. That might be the reasoning behind, but I'm not sure. I never asked them. But if you want to know, maybe you can ask the owner. Okay, ask them like, why do you use your disposable utensil? I'm not gonna ask them because my purpose here is to test the laksa, not to ask them how they do their business. Okay, so welcome back again to the journey to find the best Sarawak laksa in Kuching. And right here, right now, I am at Koufu Kopitiam trying out their laksa. First impression when it was served to me, it is kind of underwhelming. Not gonna lie, because I ordered the big portion of laksa, and when it came, like my first instinct is like, God damn, this looks pretty small. Okay, this looks really really small, but the portion is definitely not something that I would like to comment on, because the most important thing here is the flavor. And I just want to say the topping, the presentation, it looks okay. It is nothing special, but one thing that really spoiled the presentation is the prawn itself. The prawn, right from the get-go, you can see that it is overcooked. Okay, so this is not gonna be chewy, it's not gonna be really really tasty, it's not gonna have that sponge, like how do I say, the springy texture to the prawn. When you bite this prawn, it is just gonna mush in your mouth, and it is not gonna be the prawn that you like to eat. This is overcooked prawn. I don't like it, and I don't know how to comment otherwise. Okay, so with that being said, let me try the soup. Okay, let me try the soup, because you know, what if the flavor is able to save the bowl of laksa. Let me try again. Very very bland, very very bland. You can really tell that this bowl of laksa, the soup is not really creamy. It's not rich in texture. The soup almost felt like it is diluted for some reason. I don't know how to explain it, but it just, I don't think they added the milk into this soup stock at all. Like this is a no milk laksa, so it is very diluted. Okay, but I have to say the spices, you can see a lot of spices there, a lot of sour is actually in this bowl of laksa. But other than that, I just felt like the soup is very quite disappointing, not gonna lie. A lot of sweetness, but that's it, you know, like there's sweetness. I don't taste any prawn soup base, something like that. I don't taste any spiciness. The spiciness mostly came from the pepper rather than the laksa flavoring itself. So I'm not so sure how to comment about this. A pretty disappointing bowl of laksa so far. How about the bihun? The bihun is thick. It looks like the one that I like, but let me try. The bihun is undercooked. It's, it's tough. It's supposed to be softer. This is not al dente. This is undercooked. This is literally undercooked. They are serving me undercooked bihun. This is, how do I say, by far the worst laksa stall in Kuching so far. Okay, the one that I'm on my journey to find which one is the best. You have to end up with the worst somewhere in the list, and this might be one of the worst laksa out there right now that I tried. The bihun is undercooked. The soup is diluted. Very disappointing. But no matter what, I have to finish this bowl of laksa. I don't waste food. That's my motto for life. Never gonna change it. Oh my god. Oh my god. This prawn is so old. It's not fresh. Literally dissolved in my mouth. And you don't want that for a prawn. And when you eat prawn and it dissolves in your mouth, means that it is not fresh. It is overcooked. It is not tasty at all. It's too floury. And there's no flavor to it at all. So this is kind of like the prawn, even though it's pretty big, but it became kind of like an aesthetic piece, like serve no purpose in the bowl of laksa itself. So this is really bad. I have never seen a laksa this bad before. When I started this journey, I thought that pretty much the laksa throughout Kuching is gonna be around the same standard, but this one literally proved me wrong. Like this one, let me just change the setting a little bit. It's too bright. This stall proved me wrong. This stall proved that there can be a bad bowl of laksa in Kuching. God damn it. I wish I was wrong. I wish I was wrong. But this is so bad. Pretty bad. I finished the worst bowl of laksa in this journey, and it's time to go to the next stall.